Don, a world heavyweight title fight, Don King, your jean jacket, your jewellery, your flags. It's like the old days.
Yes. Yes, it's the days is that, age is just a number. And what you do is you deal with it, with people. People power is what gets me. I'm a promoter of the people, by the people, and for the people, and my magic lies in my people ties. So I'm inspired by the people, and what you can contribute, and I don't suffer from Alzheimer or loss of memory, you know what I mean? It's a thing of dealing with people and giving back to people, what they give you. And that's why I keep going, because my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, keeps me here.
And your champion, Trevor Bryan, he's like a fighter from the 70s or the 80s, Don. He's like an old school fighter. Yes,
he is. He's a good guy. That's why I took him under my wing to be able to do it. But he was done unjustly, as I said on the stage there, where they would not let him fight. And had a man that, unfortunately, was with one of the not come across the border type countries, and so he was from Syria, and they had this taboo on Syria, but he couldn't come in to fight. And 2 times, he held up the fight, but he never defended the title after winning a vacant title in November 2017. And so, but the WBA, in his own inimitable wisdom, told me, if we fight, you lose your title. So he struggled to get the title, wasn't about to lose it, on that, right? So that he couldn't fight. Nobody knew who he was.
And Trevor Bryan's a guy that a lot of fighters have avoided. A lot of big name fighters have said no to Trevor over the years, and people don't know that. People just think that Trevor's this anonymous guy, but he's had his name out of him. People have said no to him.
That's absolutely true. You're right on the money. You're spot on, and he's ready. So we're going to see. Right now, they got the odds is over 7-1 for Dubois, and Dubois was really angered with him because he figured that he'd been preventing him. He didn't know it was the WBA until today. You know what I mean? He had the wrong opponent. You know what I mean? So, but not that means any difference. Now we'll see what's going to happen on Saturday night, and so we'll see. But Trevor is coming to fight. He's ready. He's not backing down. You know what I mean? He's not making no excuses. He's coming out to win that fight. Stay to be champion. It's up to him. I'm going to fight outside the ring for him, and I'm going to be boosting him whenever I can spiritually, but he's got to do the thing inside them 4 ropes. He's got to be the one to bring it home. And if he wants it, bad enough, he'll bring it home.
And bad enough to change his life, because a good win here changes his life.
His life changes tremendously, instantaneously too. Oh man, oh boy, I can hardly get Anthony, Joshua, all of them coming. In fact, I'm gonna bring Tyson Fury out of retirement.
To fight Trevor, make a bid, make a challenge to Tyson to come out of retirement.
It'll be a gigantic like that, boy, I'm telling you.
Now, Daniel Dubois, he's a baby. He's a boxing baby in years, but he's brave enough and bold enough and fearless enough to travel here to Miami in the hurricane season to fight your man Trevor Bryan. You must like that, Don. That must appeal to you.
I like Trevor. You know what I mean? And that's why, regardless of whether he wins or loses, I think that he's a tremendous gladiator. You know what I mean? And he don't take no. He don't make excuses. You know what I mean? He's tenacious. He's dead fast. He's relentless. You know what I mean? And so, I like him a lot.
And Larry Holmes has been doing a bit of work with Trevor Bryan, and I think he's been impressed with the way Stacey McKinley has been working and getting Trevor into shape, both mentally and physically, Don.
Well, Larry was a hero for Trevor, because Trevor is the only one out really uses his jab. He's very pertinent that he uses it in a hero. That Larry was the master of the jab. You know what I mean? And so he's trying to emulate and imitate Larry, and I got Larry to come on down and give him some advice, be with him, you know what I mean, and let him know what it means to use the jab. You use the jab in order to get a chance to use all the other stuff. The jab is a setup instrument, you know what I mean? And so, he learned a lot in a few days, you know what I mean? So we'll see what happens,
And this is a good fight, Don, isn't it? This is a good heavyweight fight. It's an old-fashioned fight. It's a hungry young British boxer against an overlooked, seasoned American fighter. It's got some great ingredients. It's got some Don King ingredients, Don.
It's going to be what it is. It's a fight, you know what I mean? And that's why we call it fight for peace, independence, sovereignty, prosperity, you know what I mean? So all of those things comes into play when you got a fighter like that, because if he gain freedom and he's not contained, then if he goes out and he gets peace, that means he can have an opportunity to set his life up, for independence and prosperity. And so then that way he can contribute back to others. Don't forget, where you come from. And the reciprocity is the name of the game. One hand helps the other.
Let me ask you this, John, because I've had loads of your time and you've had a long day. If you were promoting now, okay, and there's some big heavyweights out there, how much fun could you have promoting Tyson Fury? The man can sing, the man can dance, the man can fight. He's made for Don King, isn't he, Don?
Yes, he is. When Mick, I think it was Mick had him first.
Yeah, Mick Hennessy, yep.
And he, I should have took him when he come to talk to me, because Tyson Fury is a human being. He ended up getting himself in drugs and all the different things there. He had never lost, but he quit the same thing. He got himself in trouble with humanistic things. And so I had a great deal of respect for him, but he came back and he went back up and soared to the top again. You know what I mean? So now, he said he's retired. So now maybe afterwards he may come out of retirement, but I respect him. And they had his nephew or cousin or whoever, Huey.
Yeah, Huey.
Huey, because they wanted me to take him and work with him. So I may end up doing that anyway. But the idea is the Fury brothers, they're good people.
And Don, as we come to the end of this interview, and thanks again for your time. So in an ideal world, in a Don King ideal world, Trevor Bryan beats Daniel Dubois, and then he fights somewhere for you against Tyson Fury.
They'll come out of the woodwork when he beats Daniel Dubois. They're gonna come out the woodwork looking for Trevor, and Trevor will be there waiting for them, because I'm gonna take him right to the top. We're gonna get somewhere to be able to get the fame, acclaim, and affluence, but then also become a people's champion. You can get the titles and the belts, but when you can become a people's champion with or without the belt, the people are there to support you. And you support the people. So that's what I'm teaching him now. Fight for the people. And don't give in, don't give up, and don't quit. Work and work and work. You got to dedicate yourself and commit yourself to excellence. So I've totally eradicated the word failure out of my vocabulary. I have a setback every now and then. Failure, never. I don't even entertain failure.
And finally, Don, the last question: how does the fight end on Saturday? Your man Trevor, the British idol young kid Daniel Dubois. How does that fight end, Don? It's the final question. The
final question is, the fight is going to end up being a people pleaser. That is what really counts, No matter what happens, who the victor may be, they're going to fight so good that the people will be pleased. Say, what a fight, what a fight. It's going to come down to the wire that both of these guys are good knockout artists. Dubois, everybody he fought, he done knocked out. Mm-hmm. And Frank Warren said they won't go past 2 rounds. So I'm waiting now. That's why I was looking for Frank, because I was going to say, I'm going to put up $1 million. And Frank, I ain't gonna mess for the $7 million, because now it's over $7 million. Yeah. I'm gonna give me $4 million, just give me 4 to 1. Give me 4 to 1, Frank. So we see how much you love this boy. Because I'm going with my man. So So it's like a gift. I'm just handing you another cash million.
Don, that's absolutely fantastic. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me, my man.
No, it's been a pleasure, Don King. Thank you.
God bless. Long live the Queen.